Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CDL podcast channel. In this episode today, we're going to be ranking rumored rosters. If you guys enjoy this one, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on the audio platforms, drop a follow, drop a 5-star review. We're going to kick it off today with the compare. Haven't done this in a while. Got some pretty good scores on it. We're going to do this again. And we're kicking off with which map has a higher number of hardpoint hills, BO6 Protocol or World War II London Docks? Well, Protocol has 4.
London Docks.
And Docs has 5, I believe. So yeah, there we
Yep.
go. The only ones that ever screw me up in
Easy.
this is once you know something has 4, you know the other one has more. The thing that screw me up is when you get like an MW2 map and it might have 7 hills.
Yeah.
Which player has a longer drought since their last top 4 placing at champs? Nagafen, a legend amongst our friend group, and Saints. Uh, well, Nagafen was in BO3 champs top 3, and that has to be his last one because then he didn't make it in IW or MW19. He won Challenger champs in MW19 and never made it back. So his is BO3.
I
Saints,
think
I
I
believe.
remember you saying Saints like IW or
I believe he
something.
made top 4 with Luminosity and got absolutely smoked out of the tournament by Optic and losers. So I'm pretty sure it is Saints. It wasn't Saints. Oh, longer drought. I always forget about that. I clicked on the wrong player. It was not the most recent. It was longer drought. I knew the answer to that. I clicked on the wrong one.
I'm counting it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I knew what
same.
you meant.
I just like
I'm
read
not
it
counting it.
backwards. Yeah, you didn't know that one, buddy.
Which team had a slower long range time to kill?
Vanguard or IW
Oh,
slower? I feel like it was
Holy,
IW.
I have no clue.
I I'm clicking IW. Yeah, it was IW. By actually in milliseconds, that's a pretty significant amount, 320 to 382.
Yeah,
Vanguard you zapped. Uh,
true.
yeah.
which team has a higher Call of Duty land earnings all time in US dollars, London Royal Ravens or Rise Nation? Well, Rise certainly had a more
Guys,
successful tenure as a
Yeah,
team,
I
but there's just so
swear.
much more money involved now.
what
Yeah,
did London?
London got a top 4 at champs in MW19. They got like another top 3 in Vanguard, but they haven't done like they haven't won anything. And Rise won a lot of tournaments in World War II. It might be
yeah.
Rise.
I'm feeling Rise.
That's a
Put
tough
it on my
one.
shoulders. I'm picking
All
Rise.
right. It was Rise. I mean, Rise is by far the more successful org. It's just like
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
bring
so much
them
the
more
back.
money
money's
now.
Bring back
different.
Rise. Bring back Elevate, please.
Dude, Rise wanted to get in the CDL for so long, and they just can't.
Hmm.
I don't even know if they're still around, to be honest. Bad. Which player averaged a higher hardpoint KD this season through Major 3, Purge or Real? Gotta be Real.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. A 1.07 to a 0.94.
Yeah,
And which player averaged a higher number of hardpoint engagements per map this season? Scrap or Sell? Gotta be Scrap.
That'd be scrap.
Garp.
So that was a
For
6
sure.
for 6 day because I clicked the wrong one in that other one. Uh,
That was 6 for 6.
6 for 6 day. Don't say anything, Brad. Um, I guess we're gonna do a warm up before we rank the rosters. We're gonna do a warm up here. There was a post from Breaking Point from a couple hours ago. Build a team with the remaining free agents not rumored to be on any team. Is your team making champs? So it doesn't have every free agent on there. Obviously, like you see down here in the comments, Beans posted a Beetlejuice gif. Like, where is he? Where am I at in this? Kind of funny, but so for ARs, they have listed Nasty, Insight, Arcitys, Skies, Mamba, and Vivid, SMGs, Kremp, Abe, Nero, Craze, Mac, and Tej. So kind of a mix of vets and kind of some of the young guns we see coming up. Brad, let's kick it off with you. When you see the ARs, who are you leaning towards that you would want to build a team with these two, or with this group of 6 ARs?
So for my first thought goes to Insight, just because he's been proven to be a winner, and he has just a consistency about him that just is unmatched. But I will say, I think I'd probably go Nasty and Mamba. Mamba for like I feel like the high upside. Then Nasty played really well. Actually, I think Nasty's probably the best AR out of these remaining players, arguably. But yeah, I'm thinking Nasty and Mamba.
Yeah, Brock, are you in the same wave or you think something else?
Uh, no, I'm gonna have to probably agree with Brad there.
Yeah,
From what I'm looking at, unfortunately.
I think I also agree with both of you because I mean, you're talking about build a team with the remaining free agents not rumored to be on any team. Is your team making champs? I mean, you're looking at these players and you're like, is my team making champs? Like, if I'm building a team, I'm always building it to try to like potentially make some top fours. Like
Yep.
try to compete for some championships. Like, obviously, with this group of players, it's not going to be super likely you're going to compete for an actual like winning a championship. But like, I'm trying to make a really good roster, and I want to go for the high ceiling. So I feel like as of right now, current day, Nasty Mamba maybe has the potential, but right now, as we stand, Nasty's probably the best AR as of late when we're just looking at this year. Arcitys, Inside, these are obviously like some all-time great skies as well. Vivid's always been a good player, but like right now, Nasty is definitely has the highest stock of any of these players.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I guess if I wanted to go the vet route, I would maybe go like Skies or Insight. If I just wanted to get like a leader, because I'm
Yeah.
probably going to go with some young guns in the SMG category. So if I wanted more of a leader, maybe I do that. But yeah, I agree. I wanted to go with just the high potential. Just give me Mamba Nasty because I think that's the highest ceiling duo of anybody in the
Yep.
list. SMG wise, what are you thinking? I feel like there could be a little bit more disparity here.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty like I think you can mix and match pretty well here. I think the obvious choice is Kremp. I think he's probably the best one on here.
Yeah.
So Kremp, and then I, you know me, I want to go Nero.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
Not a
but
bad choice.
But Craze also looked good in when he had that brief stint in champs.
Yep.
Um, so I think if you're trying to go with like maybe like a cheaper, more having a chance of like hitting that higher ceiling, I think you go Craze. But for me personally, I'm gonna go Kremp Nero.
Yeah. I Brock, what do you think?
To me, since we have Nasty and Mamba, I'm gonna go Crazed with Mamba because they're the paired up challengers,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna go
Yep.
with Nasty and I think Kremp because Nasty and Kremp played on LA Thieves together.
Yeah. I definitely think Crep is probably the safest option on this list because I feel like high floor. He's been really good as of late. When I look at this list, there is an argument to be made for going Vivid Mamba Mac Craze, just getting the Challenger Champs team. They have the chemistry.
Yeah.
There is an argument for that. Just get the team that won Challenger Champs, let them run it together. And they looked good at EWC. I mean, they took out FaZe, so like there's an
Mhm.
argument that could be made for that. Brad, you went with Nero. I've been like the on the train of supporting Nero for a long time now. It's just the talent is still there, but it's hard for me to want to build a team around him because it just hasn't translated to really any success. The talent's
Right.
definitely there. I'm not bashing Nero. He's got all the talent in the world, and I think he can be successful. Like just because somebody doesn't have success in the first couple of years, they also could be on maybe teams that just don't have the level to be successful. But it's hard for me to
Right.
pick Nero in this group. I think Kremp's a good pick. I think Craze is a no-brainer in this because I think there's an untapped potential there.
Mhm.
Like I've seen Kremp in the league. He's solid. Nero's solid. I've seen Mac and TJ forever. Like they're solid. But Craze is like the guy that's like he looks really good at EWC and maybe he could be like a superstar player. Maybe he has that potential. So I'm definitely going with him. And I think I would just go all out and pair him with Abe. I think I would just say screw it. Like I'm going for all the upside. Give me Nasty, who I've seen be really good, and then give me Mamba, Craze, and Abe. And let's just go for it. Because Abe, he got a good placing at EWC and looked pretty good.
Right.
I think I'd just full send it and get the three young talented players and pair them with Nasty. I
Like
feel like
that.
there's an argument that could be made for TJ too. Like if you go with a like Mamba, Nasty, and Craze, get Tej for a veteran presence, which sounds hilarious to say because no matter how long Tej has been around, he's been playing since AW. He's still just like thinking of Tej as a vet. It's just like funny.
Yeah.
Just thinking
I
of him as a
also
vet's hilarious.
yeah. I also don't hate like Insight Mamba, Abe, and Craze.
Yeah, Insight Skies are guys that like you can make an argument. Like there's an argument to be had there if you just like want like a leader with three young guns.
Yeah.
I can see the argument there, especially Insight. Like, regardless of what we all think about him, his teams have constantly been in contention for
Yeah.
basically, I mean, years on end now.
Yeah. Like hover around the top four, top three positions.
Yeah, exactly. I I mean, the other thing we had here, I guess there are like a couple things, and I hope we don't cut out at all because Discord, we ended up recording like 30 minutes later than we expected because Discord is like half
Bugging.
half the servers are down. It wouldn't let us turn on our cams, and then we were in for a little bit, and the server shut down. And I, so far, knock on wood, it's good. But if we randomly get a cut in the middle of the
You
video,
know,
it's probably because Discord went down. But we have the tier list up here. We're gonna power rank. We're gonna have to come to an agreement. So there might be some arguing there, but we're gonna power rank the rumored rosters as of now. Obviously, there are 3 teams down there in what are we doing category. Blue teams, Surge, Ravens, and C9. There's just like a long time ago, there was that rumor that like one of them, I think maybe Surge would be picking up like the Challenger champs. But like that rumor
Hmm.
seems to have kind of died out, so we're not going to say that they are. And those 3 teams, it's like, man, we've been in the off season for a month and a half, 2 months. Like, what are we doing here? Let's figure out. Get a rumor on the board at least.
Yeah.
Um, I guess some other
Give us
quick news.
something.
What were you gonna say?
I said, just give us something,
Uh,
you know?
yeah, 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 it's crazy. In terms of other stuff that like, I'm just trying to talk about news before we really get into this because this is like the last thing we have to talk about. It's that time of year. Um, I did see obviously Draza back on phase. That's maybe as of lately, maybe a little bit more expected, but as of a few weeks ago, that was not something we expected. We kind of thought Draza to Ultra maybe, or Draza had a chance to shake up Rostermania for a little bit. We thought maybe him and Kenny were kind of a pair. Obviously, the Kenny to LAT rumor happens, but Draza back to phase, and now their rumored roster with Simp and Draza duo joined by the O4 and Abuza duo, looking like a pretty good team. I mean, Graza is one of the top flexes out there. Simp, obviously, one of the top SMGs. 04 has really had his stock go up a lot. And Abuza, I mean, phase looking to be pretty solid. They're maybe not the phase we know from the past with the trio, but looking to be a pretty good team. Definitely in the top half of the league. I think probably, in my opinion, on paper, probably top 4.
I would say so, we got the 2 players from, last year that made, like, 5 finals, even though, they didn't win,
Yeah. Yeah.
still got them.
Yeah. And I mean, I think any team with Simp and Draza is going to be at the very least middle of the pack, depending on how the other 2 teammates are. And I think 04 and Abuza, I'm saying that I think any team with Simp and Draza would be middle of the pack with damn near any league level teammates, even if they were like lower league level. And Abuza and 04 are both good players that, I mean, we saw it. You could potentially win with the right teammates. Abuza and 04 were in like damn near every final this year. Obviously didn't convert it, but they were right there in contention. Brad, thoughts on phase?
not a big Abusa guy. Um, I don't know. I do agree with you. I think they'll probably be top 4. Not to spoil anything, but I think 4. Um, I mean, it's hard to lose when you have a guy like Simp. Simp is all-time great. Draza is phenomenal at his role. I like you said, I do think that 04's stock went up a lot. I think they I just think it's gonna be hard to fill in the shoes for that a BZ did on that
Yeah.
team. Um, I think honestly, I think FaZe is gonna be. I don't think they're gonna come out guns a blazing. I think they're gonna be kind of slow to start, and then I think they'll pick it up.
I could
But
like
yeah,
I could see that happening though, because it's like it's Simp's first time playing without a BZ literally
mhm,
ever in his career, and
Yeah,
without selling him for the first time since 2019, or I guess 2018 if
crazy.
you like BO4. So like it's his first time playing without those 2 in a long for one of them ever. So, like, it's gonna take a little getting used to. He doesn't hear those 2 in the comms and maybe, Abuza makes a play that's selling like, Sim's just gonna be like, "I know that MC is gonna hold this," and then, "Oh, wait, actually, it's Abuza back there." Or like,
right.
"I know Abeezy's gonna go in first here. Oh, wait, it's 04. He took this round, actually." Like, it's gonna take a little getting used to. Although I will say, like, I think 04, I'm not saying he is a BZ will ever be as good as a BZ, but, like, I do feel like he's a player that can play a similar play style to BZ because 04 will run it down. Like in terms of like a scheme fit, if we want to talk like almost sports here, like a scheme fit, he is a BZ like in his play style in some ways.
Agreed.
Like he's similar in a way. It's like they got like a an off-brand BZ in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
And 04 is a pretty good S&D player as well. I trust him in S&D. Same with Abuza.
Yep.
I trust both those guys in S&D. I think see Draza and Simp are two of our better S&D players out there. I like the
It's be
team
a
a
fun
lot. I
team to
think
watch.
they're gonna be good. Um, what there was one other thing I saw from Breaking Point. This one's kind of fun. Brad, you might not have as much of a say on this one just because I don't know how deep your bag is on this question. But true or false, Dashi is the best sniper in Call of Duty history. Obviously, we're not talking about your Pamages and your YouTube snipers, Sprat. We're talking competitive. Dashi is the best sniper in Call of Duty history, is the prompt. True or false? Uh,
And
this is a
I
topic
th-
I
I th-
am, Brock and I are passionate about.
man.
Play?
I would say
True.
Clay's he's a good shout. He's up there amongst the best, but I don't think he's in the conversation of like the actual number one. But he is one of the he's one of the the all time snipers. He's up there, but I don't think he touches number one.
Yeah. Octane's up there. Not
I'm
number
not.
one though.
I think Octane's kind of with Clay though. I think he's good, but I don't think he
Yep.
touches number one. I don't think he's in contention. There's three guys in
Yeah.
my head. Ashley's one of them, obviously. Simp has
And
got to
you
be
got
in there, and Formal.
Nymph. Yep.
Formal in the jetpack games, and AW and BO3, Formal with the snipe. It's so sad. I
Yeah.
wonder what current players that we've never seen snipe in the CDL that have come up would be nasty.
I think well, from what a little we saw Sib sniping in whatever game
Yeah,
it was.
we saw a little bit of
Pretty
like Wuskin and MW19 is like the one time we saw it. I
yeah.
There's so many like insane clips of Simp that live rent free in my mind.
Yeah.
Who else was
But
low key good at sniping was Karma, but he just didn't get to do it because Formal always had it.
yep. Study was pretty good sniping.
Duddy and Nagafen and BO3, nasty.
Yep.
I don't know. Who would you give it to? I guess we'll rapid fire this one. Maybe your answer's somebody else, but I think it's the big three: Dashy, Simp, and Formal. I'll give it to Dashy maybe, but I don't know. I don't think you can go wrong with any of those three.
I think I want to go with Simp.
I legit don't. I don't actually have a firm answer. You can go with any of the three, and I'm not gonna be upset with it.
Yeah.
I'll just say
They're
Dashy, but
all very, very great. So whoever you choose
yeah,
is fine.
yeah. I do think it has to be one of those three though, unless I'm just like blanking on somebody. Like you got like guys like Study is like a great shout. I remember when I met Study. I met Study at BO4. Wait, no, MW2 champs. When we were in Vegas. Remember you and
Mhm.
I met Study and Lando was with him. And Study was so happy when I told him he was the greatest sniper at Black Ops 3. He like stopped Lando in his tracks. He's like, "Did you just hear that gas I got?" He's like, "You know ball." He just kept saying that to me. He's like, "You know ball, you know ball." And Lando was like,
Yep.
"I don't know. It might have been Formal." And then Study was like, "No, you heard what he said. He knows ball."
Yep.
Study was really. He was actually like no troll like
He was
top three probably
insane.
sniper in BO3
Yeah.
with Formal and even
Mm.
Naga probably.
Naga with the PO6.
Yeah.
Oh god.
There was one other thing I saw. Was it? Oh yeah, all the Halo players are posting their I'm a free agent, so we'll see. That could really mess up the league. Their season just goes too long to probably get signed for initials. But like if
Yeah.
all the Halo players come in and play like challengers, we could see some crazy roster changes being made if like Legend and any of these guys like are actually nasty in challengers. Like people are
Oh
going to be
yeah.
jumping to try to pick them up because they may not have pro Call of Duty experience, but they have experience winning tournaments in
Yep.
another game, which is invaluable. Like they're challengers kids that have won major tournaments in an esport, so they have some experience. They're not just coming in raw dogging it, you know.
Mhm.
Like they have some experience. But what was this? This is what I saw also. COD Dynasty 3.0 to '03 series. It was the Cold Dynasty, the Phase Trio, and the Optic Dynasty. They're the best three. It was like basically the number of series they played together, the percentage of their series that were 3-0s, and then the percentage of their series where they lost 0-3. So the team with the highest percentage of 3-0s was the Optic Dynasty. This is insane. Optic Dynasty played 262 series together. Guess how many of those 262 they 3-0 teams in, Brad? Out of 262.
Dang, bro.
Are you seeing the same tweet,
248.
Brock? What did Brad just say?
248.
You think they?
No,
Insanity.
You think they
that's
3-0'd
like damn near 100%.
They're
248?
like, yeah, they're nobody's touching them. And when they do get touched, it's 0-3.
It's the most insane thing I've ever heard. No, they won 106 of their 262, which is insane. That's a 40.6% 3-0 rate of the series that they. So of the series they played, about 41% of them they 3-0'd the team. Almost half the time they were just 3-0ing teams. That's insane to think about. Um, Cole was 138 series played together. They did it 50 times, 36%. Also insane.
Yep.
And then the phase trio, 289, the most series played out of the three. They had 82 3-0s at a 28.4, which still about a quarter of the time 3-0ing teams over that long of a period is pretty insane. And then
Mhm.
to me, the more insane stat about this whole thing was the number of times each of them got 3-0'd. So the Cole Dynasty in 138 series, guess how many times they got 3-0'd?
Red.
Yeah, that's not Brad.
41.
5.
Ugh.
They got 3-0'd in 3.6% of their series. The Optic Dynasty got 3-0'd 11 out of 262 series, only 4.2%. And the Phase Trio, 12 times in 289 attempts for a 4.2%
12?
as well. Yeah.
Nuts.
Oh my god. I was gonna guess like 40.
So only 4% basically for each of them 3.6, 4.2, 4.2. So about 4% on average, those teams got 3-0'd 4% of the time. That is
That's just
insane. Because, like,
Uh,
to get 3-0, there's plenty of good teams in the league. Like, you just have a little bit of an off day, a couple things go wrong on a map, you can pretty easily spiral and get 3-0'd. Especially in
Yeah.
Call of Duty, like fluky things happen, a weird spawn happens. You're just not shooting that day. You're kind of trolling one day, especially back in the day, the Cold Dynasty. Like
Yeah.
some crazy things happen. That is those stats are kind of fun. So shout out to the Breaking Point for pulling those stats together. Um, but yeah, that's enough of the random news. We can do our little tier list here. Um, So we're gonna rank the teams right now, how we're feeling on September 8th. Probably what, at least 3.5 months ish before the season's gonna kick off. How we're feeling about
Yep.
the teams. We got the blue teams, the Surge, the Ravens, and the C9. And what the hell are you doing tier? We don't even know. A rumor for you. Um, and we don't have complete rumored rosters for all these teams. So like we have like a potential sub duo for the Rocker, and then like maybe who their main AR is between one of the two. And then like for Boston, we have like 3 rumored players or like confirmed players to be on their team. For LAG, we have a full rumored roster. Like a lot of these teams, we have rumors, and we'll say the roster we're talking about when referring to them.
Hmm.
Same with like Ultra, we have 3 rumored players, and we're not exactly sure on the fourth. Um, so I guess start out. Who are you guys throwing out among the rumored rosters of these 9 teams as potentials for last place? Because we'll start at the bottom. Who are you guys throwing out as potentials for the last place team of these 9?
I would say
I mean,
Boston, but
yeah.
You don't have to say one team. You
it,
can say like a group of teams that you think are towards the bottom.
yeah, I would say Boston, but I just don't think from what happened this year they're gonna be good enough not to get last place.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with like maybe the Ravens, Cloud
Well,
Nine.
no. Without those 3 teams, because they don't
Oh,
technically have a rumor. So
okay,
no
okay,
Ravens, Cloud9, or Surges. We don't have like an official actual rumor for them.
okay. Out of these, damn.
So out of the 9 in that September 5th post from Breaking Point. So Brad, you can go ahead, then I'll say the few that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's clear who the bottom three are of these nine. I think it's gonna be Boston, Miami, and Minnesota. Um
Really?
I love Miami. I think Rancor is gonna be really good. Um I'm interested to see what Super can do in his second year. But I think there's a big talent drop off with the next two. In comparison, where I think like the Vegas, LAG, Toronto, phase, Optic, and LA um are just more talented than Miami is at this point. Maybe there's a world where Miami's team just has insane team chem like they did last year, and they could be good. But I do think Miami takes a step back. I think losing Real really hurts.
I don't agree that Miami's in the mix for the bottom.
For the bottom 3 or bottom 9?
Uh, yeah, I don't. So obviously, like these teams could end up being like seventh, eighth, just based on however those other three teams that we have no idea how they shake out. So like we're just
Right.
talking for these now. We're acting like those three teams don't exist, but
Yeah.
I think Miami. I don't think they're in the bottom three. Maybe they're approaching like the third worst, and maybe, but I think Boston's in contention. I think Minnesota certainly is in contention because a roster
Yeah.
of Kremp, Estriel, and either Skies or Slasher does not move me. I
Yep.
mean, that doesn't move me at all. I think Falcons are down here for now over Miami because, like, Miami, I don't Trakes. I don't know how we're saying his name. I haven't heard anybody pronounce it, so I don't know how we're saying his name, but he's rumored to be a pretty talented player, and they're returning three players from a team that was consistently top four for a long time, rumored at least. Um, with Rencor was one of the standout players from last year. Super was as
Mhm.
well when he came on. Metals, if the new pickup is good, Metals can be, a consistent ish role player. And I think Miami will be middle of the pack. I think Miami's floor is I think Vegas's ceiling is higher than Miami just because you do have Celium and Pred and Kismet, like players that can be really good. But just like the the fit on paper of that Vegas team is just ugly. I don't,
Yeah.
it just like, they threw 3 really talented players on paper, but, like, that 3 players that just don't seem to fit. I don't know.
Right.
Like, Xnet is
No,
just, like, sticks out on this team as, like, man, if we could have, like, threw, like, a fast-paced flex on this team, like, if this team could have gone after, like, Draza, I'd be looking at this team like, "Okay, I can see the vision here." And I would be ranking this
yeah.
team higher. I think Xnet holds this team back. I think they're between third worst and like maybe moving them up a spot, but I, Miami I don't think is in contention for last. I'll say I think the bottom
Right.
two
I
are I
would
think the bottom two are
agree.
clearly Rocker and Boston, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree. After I just didn't listen.
Go
Yeah, I'm
I
like
I do wanna say a
I
disclaimer
would say
though, like, I don't
rocker first.
ahead, Brad.
Worst.
I just wanna say a disclaimer. I don't think Miami's worse than Minnesota. I don't think,
No.
like I just think they're, like, the bottom 3. But
Yeah.
you do put a good point with Vegas, though.
So I actually think that if everything went really well for this Minnesota, I mean, whether they have Skies or Slasher, it doesn't really change my opinion on their team. They're kind of on the
Yep.
same level in my head. Maybe Skies, just because he's a little younger, has a little more upside. He's had like more recent success than Slasher, but like, you know what? No, I think I want to put Boston last. I've been on the Boston hate train for so long. I think I want to put them last, even though I think their floor is higher than Minnesota's. Does that sound crazy? I think their floor is higher than Minnesota's, but I think their ceiling is lower. Because if they are returning those 3 and then adding a new fourth, also their fourth could really change things. If they add like a really solid AR as a fourth, or like move Purge to a flex and add a good SMG, Boston can move up this list for me. We just don't have a rumor on who that fourth is. Like if they just bring back Wake, again, their floor is higher because they've played together for a year, so there's chemistry already built in, but the ceiling is pretty limited. I don't know. You guys make the decision. Minnesota or Boston last?
Minnesota.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Are you okay with that, Brad?
Yeah.
Oops. Lagging for me. So we'll put Minnesota last. I think that's not bad because I do think, like I said, with returning 3 players from the same team, there's just built-in chem there that I feel like the floor is just going to be a little higher. Like Boston had an overall, from what we expected out of that team last year, they had a pretty successful year compared to their
Mhm.
standards. Um, and Minnesota again, like Estriel and Kremp, there's some potential there. Like those are 2
100%.
pretty good players, but like the slasher skies thing, and then depending on who they could again both these teams. I could move them up a spot or two depending on who that AR is that goes with them.
Yep.
Like I don't know. We'll see what happens. Um, so unless Brock feels differently, It sounds like Brad and I are kind of on the same page with where our next two teams are. To me, it's Vegas and Miami are the next two teams coming up. I think everybody else
Yeah.
is ahead of them.
Yeah. From what I'm looking at, yes.
I think Vegas and Miami, and I'm again okay with putting either team in whatever order because I think it's like we just talked about. I think these two teams are maybe a little bit above the last two teams we just ranked, and I think again, I think Miami's floor is higher than Vegas certainly, but I think Vegas' ceiling is higher because again, the names on paper for Vegas, you've got two potential superstar players and an all-time glue guy in Kismet. It's just an X and be good basically.
Right.
So again, it depends what you want to do. You want to put the higher floor team ahead, or do you want to put the higher ceiling team as we get? Like, who could you see making a top four this year, Miami or Vegas? Like, if you had to bet your money on one of these teams to make a top four, who would you bet it on?
Sell in Vegas.
Think so?
Mm. Uh, yeah.
Okay, I'm down. I'm down. I think that the floor is a lot higher for Miami.
Yeah. I just that who knows, Chat, whatever his name is, how you say it, could be like our Encore last year. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tier maker is just like glitching out. I can't. It's like not putting the things up in the tier. It's like going so slow. Um, yeah. Okay. I'm good. I'm good with putting Vegas ahead of Miami. Yeah, I think it could end up looking weird, but again, like we know the Vegas roster. Maybe Metals is out on that team. I don't know exactly how that's going to go. But this is where I think it gets tough. Because I feel like those four teams in whatever order were kind of your bottom four for most people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it gets a little tougher here.
Yeah.
I still think like there's a clear top two. So I think it's a group of three next. I think Optic and LAT have to be your clear top two.
Yep.
I agree.
Optic just because I mean with this roster with Merc they haven't lost like they for the most part like
Same.
they've been untouchable so they have to be I feel like out of respect Optic basically has to be one until we see otherwise.
Yep.
And
I
the
agree with
LAT
it.
team I mean on paper it fits
They know.
Definitely say
perfectly
no. Poke you in the
like
eyes. Yeah.
yeah, it fits perfectly. You've got the best AR over the last few years, probably in scrap. You've got Kenny, the ultimate winner. You've got Hydra, probably you can make an argument like the most talented SMG in the league at this point, and Abizi, probably the best aggressive entry SMG of all time, and probably still currently in the league. So you've probably got on paper potentially the best SMG duo, and then the best AR in the world, and then the best winner damn near in the league, like on one team. And the fit seems to be like the way the players fit together seems to be incredible as well. So like that team, I think they're
Like
in the top
OJ's
two.
glove.
Yeah, that didn't fit. Uh, I so I think it's a battle between Phase, Ultra, and Gentlemates for the next three. Are we in agreement there?
Yep.
Yep.
100%.
Like your LAG boys are entering a potential top four conversation. It's been a long road for you here.
It's been a long time coming.
Uh, and in my opinion, I think I just may put them in the top four. I don't know that I put them five. I kind of want to go with Ultra here. Again, it's tough because we just don't. So right now, the roster we have rumored for Ultra is Kleenex Joe and Real, which is an
Very
awesome
good.
trio. But that fourth player matters a lot.
Yep.
Like Insight seems to be leaving, so it doesn't seem to be Insight. Like, could we be looking at like Nasty here? Like,
That's what I was thinking.
could we be looking at them trying to get like a Mamba going with the young squad? Are they going to try to
Slasher.
go for a Slasher or a Skies? I don't think so because I feel like Slasher's stock isn't high enough to get on this good of a team.
Yeah.
Because this trio is very talented. This trio could, if with the right AR, this trio could compete for events.
Yep.
So maybe I do
Yeah,
want to. Maybe I do want to put LAG. I don't know. I'm between LAG. I don't. What do you guys think? I'm all over the place.
man. Joe is just like I don't want to bet against Joe, but
Yeah.
I think I like this LEG team as it looks better right now.
So the rumored one there would be Sib, Ghosty, Neptune, and Envoy. Yeah, but then we also have FaZe. Is FaZe a potential team that you'd want to put in fifth with Simp, Drazabuza 04? No, you think they're higher
I
than fifth, Brad?
I
Yeah,
think they're
so I
higher.
personally would put Toronto at 5 just because, like, when it comes to top 4, I just feel like there's such an importance on, like, every single player. And at this point, like if they can get nasty, I think they can compete for top 4. Even then, I think I mean, the top 4 is insane.
Yeah.
But like you said, the AR matters a lot, and like if they do get a slasher, I don't think that's going to be great. Like I do think Joe, Kleenex, and Real is a great trio.
Mhm.
Um, like that AR is scary, especially with who's left. Um,
Yeah.
I just have them at 5. I just feel like the other two teams, if these are like who they get, I just think they're going to be better.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, maybe if something crazy happens, like, and the AR really moves me when I see it on paper, like, they could move up. Like, I think Ultra could move up into the top 4, but I think
Yeah,
for now, without knowing their AR, putting him at 5 is fair.
yeah.
Wait, I know who they're gonna get.
Who?
They're gonna get Illy.
I mean, I'd love it. I don't think they're gonna get him,
Yeah.
but he's Canadian and he
Yeah,
has a lot of upside if he can play for a full year. Um,
very true, but who knows at that point?
I think this team has nasty Mamba or an insight return written all over it. And then if like
100%.
Mamba falls through to another team, they don't want nasty. I could see like a world where they get like Skies or Slasher. They just like settle on one of the vets. I think that would be
Yeah.
like last choice for them. I
I feel
I
like
do think I, I don't know. I think I would like Mamba just go for it all. And like I feel like if this team offers Mamba, he's taking it, right? Like there's no way
Oh,
he gets a
100%.
better team than this.
Right.
yeah.
Like I'm sorry, if I'm Mamba and I get offered this spot or like to go to Surge and play with my challengers teammates, I'm saying like, boys, we accomplished something great, but like see ya. Like
Gotta take it.
gotta take that offer because you're instantly in year one having a chance to compete for
Yep.
Sundays. Like and that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Right.
I I just feel like for some reason in my gut, I just feel like they're just gonna bring it back Insight in the end and then
Yeah.
Kind of think so
place
too.
top 4, top 5 like usual.
I kind of think so too. I kind of think it's just going to be insight is brought back in the end. It's kind of what I think. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think insight's going to be the move there, and if that is the case, I would keep them at 5. But they do have
Yep.
potential to make some noise, even if insight is on the team. Uh,
They do.
Yeah.
hardest spot in the ranking to me still because I think 1-2 is I have a solution for how I want to do it, but hardest spot in the ranking. I'm going to defer to you guys again. What do you think, FaZe or LAG? Who goes fourth? Who goes third?
Think I think I wanna keep FaZe in the top 3.
Or see Brad shaking his head. That's where I lean too. Again, I'm not like super like bullish on this. I just think like there is an established level of like some consistent winning from at least a duo on this team. Like we're like the Simp Draws duo has consistently won like events each year they've been together. Granted,
Yep.
like at the end, it hasn't maybe worked out at champs, in their couple tries, but like that duo has consistently won championships. Like Envoy and Ghosty won a few chips together this year, but it was only a year time. And then like
Oh no.
Sib and Neptune, like Sib has won. We haven't never seen Neptune win. Abuza and 04 were just getting a bunch of seconds. I feel like you're putting two duos together and like things seem to fit. And they also have Simp, and I'll always have kind of a bias for just like thinking Simp will win. Um, I think LAG could have the more successful year. I don't think it's crazy to say. I just like there's a little bit more question marks with LAG, I guess, is my argument. Like
Mhm.
Neptune had a good year, but also we've seen a sample size of a lot of bad years out of Neptune. There's
I have.
I don't know.
That's
I
true.
Is that fair? I feel like there's more question marks with LAG than there is with FaZe. Not saying that that
Yep.
means FaZe is going to be better, but I think it's a safe. I think there's a higher floor for FaZe.
Yep, agreed.
You might be outnumbered, Brad, but let's hear your argument for LAG because
I I am I am outnumbered.
I don't think it's crazy though. I don't think it's a bad take.
Right. And I think especially early on, um, I think FaZe is gonna start out slow, like I said. And I think LAG is gonna be third early on. Just because this, I mean, like you said, there is a lot of question marks, but like if you take those away, and if Neptune can play like how we did the year before, Envoy's a stud, Sib one of the best gunnies in the game, and then Envoy, extremely smart player. Um, I mean, Ghosty's a really smart player. I think I said Envoy twice. But anyways, I think LAG just I feel like this team, I don't know what it is, but I just get like the vibes that they're just gonna mesh instantly. Like I feel like all these guys like just wanna win. And I think that like I just get the feeling that they're just gonna mesh really, really well. And I think this team is gonna be really successful. Um, but
Mhm.
like you said, there are obvious question marks, and maybe their floor is lower than this phase team. Um, I just think LAG is just gonna come out guns a blazing right away. I really do.
Yeah, dude, this tier maker site is just glitching. It's just saying page unresponsive like every other second. I'm just gonna throw what I wanted to do be I have a chance for it to actually like respond here.
Yep.
For 1 and 2, and then we can talk about it all. I think what you said is completely fair. I I just if I had to bet one, oh my god, this page is just glitching out. If I had to bet one way or the other, I just think I would bet on FaZe just because I think they're safer. But I don't think it's crazy at all to bet on them because like it's a lot of good players. It's just my questions come from like we haven't seen Sib have a consistent year of like winning a bunch
True.
on the CDL stage, and we've never seen Neptune win. We've only seen the one good year from him last year. Again, I think that LAG. I mean, I have them in my top four. I think they're going to be a really good team this year. It's
Yeah.
just like I just saw Abuza in 04 make it to like over half of the finals in a season, and Simp and Draza are Simp and Draza. Like they just win every year. Like they win tournaments every year. So I just think like gun to my head, I would if I had to pick one of the two to win a tournament next year, I would just say FaZe, just because that's the safer pick. But I can be convinced that LAG's ceiling is higher. I just think FaZe with Simp and Draza just like consistently just have one of the highest floors there is. Like
Yep.
I can't see that team bottoming out. I can't see LAG really bottoming out either. But like I don't know. You're splitting hairs with these two because I think they're both going to be competing. I think. Do I want to say that looking at these teams? I think they're both going to be in at least a final this year. I think they're. I don't know if they're going to win, but I think they're both going to at least play in a final this year.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy to say.
I think they both play in a final. I don't know if either of them will win. One of them will probably, at least one of them will probably win. I don't
Yeah.
think we'll have another year where the majors are split amongst two teams. Uh,
Right. It'd be
again,
wild. I mean, then again, like just looking at it, like I can definitely see a world where like Optic and LAT like win everything. Like I can definitely see it
yeah,
because these teams just look. I mean, especially the way Optic was playing. If they can carry it on to a new game, oh my goodness.
maybe. But COD is so damn weird. It's like even last year, you had two teams win the all four majors, and it looked like those two teams
Mhm.
were just gonna run the year. And now all we can think about from last year is the fact that Optic went back to back at champs in EWC. Like
Yep.
True.
COD is just weird. Like you think you know what's gonna happen. Optic was like legitimately at one point last year. Optic was one of the worst teams we've ever seen.
118
Like
Yeah.
first
they were
stage.
they were one of the worst teams we've ever seen, and now we are sitting here talking about how they have a chance to three-peat as an organization. Like COD is just so
Crazy.
weird. I agree. There's a world where they win everyone, but I think something weird is going to happen next year, and LAG or FaZe or Ultra or whoever are just going to we're going to have somebody take a tournament. I honestly, I hope we have Rocker take a tournament. I want to see somebody weird win again. We haven't
That'd be
seen that in a
awesome.
while.
Yeah.
Like, let me see somebody weird win again.
Miami?
Sure, I
Actually,
take that
no.
too.
I want Rancor to win, but I don't want Miami to win. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the org's a little weird this
Yeah, that
offseason.
org's a clown.
Okay, but what I put for 1-2, and you guys can tell me if this is fair or not. I just put Optic 1 and LAT 2 just because I feel like I personally think regular season standing wise, LAT is gonna have more points next year. Like I think when it comes to seeding for champs, I think LAT is gonna be the 1 seed, Optic's gonna be the 2 seed. But I feel like out of respect for the fact that this Optic team has literally gone back to back and looked untouchable, we kind of have to keep them at 1 until
Yep.
proven otherwise. But
I mean, honestly,
also,
like
as a
like
caution for
before I
Optic
even
fans, it's hard to like continue this.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like maybe I shouldn't promise it, but like all Optic did for the last 2 months of the season was win, and, like, that just in COD is just not sustainable with how fluky things can be. Like, they're not gonna win every event. They're not gonna win every event. They're not gonna continue to do that. But, I mean, everything points to them being damn good, although, again, like, they have some players in their team that are a little bit inconsistent at times. Like, that's been the story of Hook's career, is pretty up and down now. Hopefully, he has turned a page and he's really consistent, but I don't know. You just never know. And on the same thing for LAT though. Like Abizi's had some years where he hasn't been as good, and Kenny's had some down moments over the last few years. So there are some question marks to the LAT squad as well. Go ahead, Brad. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, even before we started this, like, I think there's a clear 1 and 2 like set. That was gonna be Optic and
Yeah,
LAT.
yeah. I don't think you can make too much of an argument that on paper anybody is above either of those two teams. Like, could somebody wind up being better than the two of them? Sure. And technically, the Thieves team isn't confirmed. It's still just rumored that it's a BZ and Kenny. So, like, things could change if something falls through. But, like, something would have to fall through on the team's end because I don't know how in the world the BZ would want to switch to any other team since
Yeah,
Optic isn't open. And I don't know how in the world Kenny, after having the worst year of his career, would be like, yeah, I'm going to give up on A, the org that I love, LAT, and B, that team. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, like, as much as I love Kenny, it's kind of funny that he ended up on, this roster because he had his worst year of his career and he ended up with potentially his best roster he's ever had.
Yep.
It's like objectively funny because, like, even as the biggest Kenny fan out there, he probably doesn't deserve to be on this roster simply just based on last year's performance. Obviously, his body work and his career, I still think he deserves to be on this team, but it's kind of hilarious that he got on potentially his best team ever after his potentially worst year of his career.
It is funny to think about.
But if we get the Kenny that we know, he just fits absolutely perfectly on this team. They just like this team needed a player that could win in the big moment.
Yep. I mean, that's kind of what he did with Optic when they got the first one.
Yeah,
Champs.
he was brought over there to instill a winning culture for a team that just, couldn't win in the big moment, and that's exactly what he did. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Won an event and a ring. Um, anything else before we wrap this one up?
No.
No, it's hopefully these other teams start picking these players to fill their rosters and go from there.
Give us a damn announcement, yeah. All right. If you guys
Let's
enjoyed, what were you
have
gonna say?
us four go play for Cloud. Let's go have us four go play for Cloud9. Our squad.
They'll be last.
Nah, we'd cook them.
I don't know who we're
We would
cooking.
not.
Taking on
We're
a
not
Sunday
cooking 'em.
morning.
You would be alarmed when we just said Rocker were the bottom team of these 9. You would be alarmed when you spawn in against Kremp and Estriel
Yep.
and 31-year-old Slasher. He'd be gunning you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I down in the comments below, rank the teams. I guess tell us who you think. Maybe some of the extra players that are on these rosters that we don't know about, who you think it's going to be. Drop your comments down below, especially. This is probably the most important thing I'm going to say here is comment down below anything you want to see for a COD related video over the next, few weeks for a podcast, because again, we say it all the time in this period, but it's kind of the dry time to come up with ideas for the pod. Obviously, during the year, it's just so fun to talk about the teams and easy to do because we just have the COD right in front of us to talk about. But right now, kind of the dry time. So comment down below anything you want to see us do. It could be a tier list of things in COD history, like a draft of some kind. Just let us know what you want to see. And we can, maybe take a look into doing that. So if you guys enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on the audio platforms, drop a follow, drop a 5-star review. That's going to do it for this one, and we will see you guys next week.